Hello, it's Kate here, and I wanted to talk to you today about something that had never really occurred to me before. Some people may not understand what they could use a website for. So many people think that websites are purely for business or organisations, and that ordinary people don't have websites, but it's just not true. Now, obviously, this is my website, and I do have a business, and so it makes sense for me to have websites. In fact, I've got multiple websites. However, a friend of mine and her family decided to have a website just to share their family recipes. Now, this is not the site. This is not quite Nigella, and you can see here that she's got lots of photographs, restaurants, fabulous recipes. She's even got a book over here, Not Quite Nigella. But when she started, that wasn't the case. My friend Amber started off with just recipes for her family. But of course, I like some of those recipes too, and so it wouldn't be too difficult for her to expand her website out and allow friends to access some of those very special family recipes. And I used to run a homemade bread recipes website, and every time I bought a new book, I would share recipes, make them, take photos, do a bit of a blog post about them, and often people wanted the recipe. Now, they're not my recipes, but I got them out of a book, and thanks to Amazon, I could give them a link and they could go and buy the book if that's what they wanted to do. Through doing things like that, I was able to cover some of the costs, the purchase of the domain name, the monthly hosting account, and so therefore cut out the costs associated with my standalone website. Now, you might think, well, I don't know, what would I make a website about? Well, let me give you some ideas. Here we've got dog grooming for the perfect pooch. How about if you're good at metalworking, like this one called The Metal School, then you could go into making blog posts, step-by-step instructions. See these fantastic photos? You could learn lots and lots about welding and working with metal from a blog like this. Now, there is also ideas such as, this is a photographer. Look at that. He's a very, very good photographer. Now, yes, there are free photograph sharing. There's Instagram, there's Flickr, but you know, these things are available to anyone. And I don't know, if you have a close look, anyone who's seriously into photography has their own website. You can link through, you can purchase photographs, you can talk to them about having your photographs done. So if you've got a hobby or a skill or an interest, there's no reason in the world why you couldn't share that via a website. How about learning to knit? Now, here's a website called knittinghelp.com. I found thousands of sites on knitting and how-to videos. I mean, seeing something done is a really good way to learn how to do something. Then there's gardening. Now, this is not a private person's website. This is actually the website of the Moreland Community Garden. Do you belong to a group? Could they do with a website? Wouldn't that be a fun thing to do? Then we've got special interests for horses. Then we've got special interests for handyman. I typed in learn how to do woodworking and I found this, the Family Handyman website. But you could set up a site if your interest is woodworking, then you could certainly set up a site for woodworking. What about your local men's shed? Would they do with a website? Just sitting here for 5 minutes, I thought of 50 different things that I could build a website for that I'm interested in. Our community is starting to think about local living and the skills that are available in our community. And we could easily set up a website, put a little profile. Here I am, this is what I know how to do. I'm willing to share my knowledge, my time, my skills in these areas. and people could contact each other and make arrangements with each other. There's an endless array of things that you could do with a website. You don't have to monetize that website. You don't have to make money from that website. However, it's really easy to do that. Like here, I've got a mailing list. You could get subscribers together. You could have a Q&A page where people could ask questions and you could answer them, or other people could answer them. Honestly, the sky's the limit. Now, if you've already got a business or you'd like to have a business, then you're just about crazy not to have a website. However, that said, not every business needs a website. And sometimes Facebook can just do that job for you. I think it's better to have both. But if your time and your money, is a little tight, then, maybe Facebook will work for you. But having said that, not every business needs a Facebook page either, and a website is certainly what you would need to do. So I just thought I'd give you some ideas about what you might be able to use a website for. We went from everything from pets to food to metal, photography, community gardening, knitting, and woodwork. And honestly, that's just almost fits on one hand. I'm sure there's something in your life that you could spend a little bit of time and energy on, sharing your knowledge, sharing your skills. So have a think. Have a think about what you could create a website for. Special interest, skill, hobby, group. The sky's the limit. The possibilities are endless.